Hello everyone, welcome to my channel for one ICT problem for a day. Today we're going to be looking at this question, which is asking for the equations as a graph in the xy plane for which y is always greater than or equal to -1. Well, even though it's asking for the graph, we really don't have to draw it out. We can just looking at the equations it provided to us and compare the possible outcomes with the answer that we want for. And we really don't have to draw it, otherwise it would be really complicated. So I will show you the simplest way for you don't have to plug in any numbers with this, and you just like using kind of like common sense to solving these problems. So first look at choice A. It says y is equal to absolute value of x minus 2. Well, you have to know one thing is that the absolute numbers of any numbers, it will be like always greater than or equal to 0. So if that's the case, the least number for choice A can be it's 0. So 0 minus 2, it will give us -2, which is definitely smaller than -1. So we can cross out choice A. And for choice B, it says y is equal to x squared minus 2. For the x squared, you also have to know like the x squared for anything is that the x value can always be greater than or equal to 0. So the least answer for this will also be -2. The reason why I'm looking for the least number for this is because it's asking for the number that greater than or equal to -1, which means the smallest number for this graph cannot be less than -1. So that's the reason that I'm comparing each answers for -1. And for choice C, well, that's our answer because x minus 2, like you don't have to like really plug in any numbers like inside the bracket because there's a 2 like in the top of the bracket, which means like any values inside it will always be greater than or equal to 0. So choice C will be our answer. Since it is greater than or equal to 0, it must be greater than or equal to -1. And for choice D, y is equal to the x cubed minus 2. Well, x cubed, there's have a lot of possibilities in here because x cubed, it can be negative, 0, and positive. Well, if it's negative, then negative plus a negative, it will be like a really like more huge negative, which is also not our possibility in here. So the only answer for this will be choice C. So I hope it helps. See you next time.